The thing you hate most about yourself, your anger, your jealousy, your obsessive nature. Carl Jung said it isn't a flaw. It's the most powerful part of you. And hiding it is costing you everything. Most people spend their entire lives running from their worst traits, suppressing them, apologizing for them. But Jung discovered something that completely flips this. Your shadow self isn't your enemy. It's your greatest untapped gift. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what Jung meant, why your darkest quality is secretly your highest potential, and the one shadow work practice that changes everything permanently. Stay with me, because what I'm about to share might be the most uncomfortable and the most liberating thing you've ever heard about yourself. Let me tell you about a man named David. Successful career, loving family, everything looked perfect from the outside. But David had a rage in him he couldn't explain. Small things, a slow driver, a missed email, would send him into a spiral he was ashamed of. So he did what most people do. He pushed it down, smiled more, apologized more, controlled himself more. And then one day, he had a breakdown so severe, he couldn't get out of bed for 2 weeks. His therapist introduced him to Jung's shadow work. And what David discovered wasn't that he was broken. He discovered that his rage was compressed energy, years of boundaries he never set, needs he never voiced, power he never claimed. The anger wasn't the problem. The suppression was. This is exactly what Jung was pointing at. And if you've ever felt something dark inside you that you're too afraid to look at, stay right here, because this is going to change how you see yourself forever. Jung called it the shadow, the part of your psyche that lives in the unconscious. It forms in childhood. Every time someone told you stop crying, don't be so angry, you're too sensitive, you're too much, you took that part of yourself and buried it. Not because it was bad, but because you needed to survive in your environment. You needed love and approval. So you created a mask, what Jung called the persona, and you wore it so long you forgot the mask wasn't you. But the shadow doesn't disappear. It goes underground. And from underground, it runs your life in ways you can't even see. Have you ever overreacted to something small and wondered where that came from? That's your shadow. Have you ever felt an irrational hatred towards someone? Someone who wasn't even doing anything to you, and you couldn't explain why? That's your shadow. Have you ever self-sabotaged something good in your life? A relationship, an opportunity, right when it was working? That's your shadow, operating on autopilot. And here's the piece that Jung said most people never understand. The shadow is not just your darkness. It contains your gold, your unlived potential, your suppressed gifts. Everything you were told was too much. Your intensity, your passion, your ambition, your sexuality, your need for power. That energy didn't vanish. It's still there, waiting. This is what Jung meant when he said, in the shadow is the gold. The very thing you've been hiding is the source of your greatest strength. And the people you admire most, the ones who seem magnetic, fearless, fully alive, they didn't become that by being more controlled. They became that by integrating what they once tried to hide. Now here's where it gets really interesting, and I want you to pay close attention to this next part. Jung said the shadow shows itself through projection. When you see something in another person that triggers an outsized emotional reaction in you, jealousy, irritation, judgment, admiration, it's because that quality lives in you. The traits you despise in others are often the traits you've disowned in yourself, and the traits you obsessively admire in others, those are also you, the unlived, unclaimed version of you. Think about it. The person who constantly criticizes others for being fake, They're projecting their own fear of their own inauthenticity. The person who can't stand arrogance in others often has ambition inside them they were taught to suppress. The person who judges someone for being too emotional usually has a well of feeling inside them they were never allowed to express. This is why shadow work is not about becoming a better, nicer, more spiritual version of yourself. It's about becoming whole. It's about reclaiming the parts of yourself you abandoned. Because those abandoned parts don't sit quietly. They act out. They create your patterns, your relationship problems, your career blocks, your anxiety, your emptiness at 2 a.m. when everything looks fine on paper, but something still feels wrong. And before I show you the practice that actually changes this, I need you to understand something most shadow work content completely gets wrong. The goal is not to destroy your shadow. The goal is integration. You don't kill the anger, you understand what it's protecting. You don't eliminate the jealousy, you listen to what it's telling you about what you actually want. You don't shame the obsessive part of you, you ask what fear is driving it. Every shadow trait is a messenger, a guardian, a compressed version of something real and true that never got space to exist in the light. Jung wrote that the shadow is 90% pure gold. Think about that. The part of you that you've been hiding, suppressing, apologizing for, 90% of it is unreleased potential. And the work of your life, the real work, not the performance, is learning to meet it. So here is the practice, the one Jung pointed to that changes everything. It starts with a simple but uncomfortable question. Sit with yourself, not scrolling, not distracted, and ask, what quality in other people disturbs me most? Write it down. Don't filter it. Be honest. Is it arrogance, laziness, manipulation, neediness? Write the first thing that comes up. Then ask, where does this quality live in me? Not do I have it, because you do. The question is where? In what context? In what relationship? When does this trait show up inside you? Even quietly, even for a second, even in a thought you'd never say out loud. Because the moment you can say yes, this is in me too, something shifts. The projection collapses. The energy you were spending judging that quality outside of you comes back to you. And now you have access to it. Now you can work with it, instead of being controlled by it. The next step is to ask that shadow quality what it wants. If your anger could speak, what would it say? If your jealousy could speak, what would it ask for? If the part of you that's obsessive could speak, what is it actually trying to protect? 9 times out of 10, beneath the shadow trait is a legitimate human need. The anger wants respect. The jealousy wants love. The obsession wants safety. These are not weaknesses. These are needs you were never taught to honor directly. And when you start to give those needs a voice, a legitimate, conscious voice, the shadow doesn't need to hijack your behavior anymore. The rage doesn't need to explode because you've learned to set the boundary. The jealousy doesn't need to destroy the relationship because you've learned to express the longing. The obsession doesn't need to spiral because you've learned to face the fear directly. This is what integration looks like. Not perfection, not performance, but becoming someone who is no longer at war with themselves. Jung said the most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely. And I believe that. Because it means no more excuses, no more hiding, no more that's just how I am. It means full responsibility and full power. Because you cannot reclaim energy you refuse to own. The version of you that you're most afraid to admit. The ambitious one. The angry one. The deeply needy one. The one that wants more than you've allowed yourself to want. That version of you is not your worst self. It's your most honest self. And your most honest self, met with awareness and compassion, becomes your most powerful self. David, the man I told you about at the beginning, he didn't fix his rage. He listened to it. He found out it was 12 years of a marriage where he never once said what he actually needed. He found out it was a career he'd chosen for his father, not himself. The rage wasn't the problem. It was the signal. And when he finally followed it, he rebuilt his life from the inside out. That's what shadow work actually does. It doesn't make you calmer. It makes you real. And real people, people who have done the work, who have faced what they've been running from, they don't just feel better. They become magnetic. Because there is nothing more compelling than someone who is no longer divided against themselves. If this landed for you, if something in this video felt like it was describing you, subscribe and turn on notifications, because this channel goes deep into Jungian psychology, shadow work, and the inner mechanics of real transformation. The next video I'm releasing is on the specific shadow patterns that destroy relationships, and most people are completely blind to them. You don't want to miss that one.